Have you ever felt the weight of exhaustion pressing down on you at work? A quiet ache to escape the grind? Have you sensed your company's culture slipping into a stifling rut, trapped in a maze of bureaucracy and complexity? Picture this, a startup bursting with life where bold ideas ignite like sparks and passionate dreamers rally around a shared vision. But as it grows, that vibrant spirit often fades. The once freewheeling creative hub becomes a rigid cage, smothering the very innovation that made it special. Processes multiply, hierarchies calcify, and the spark of genius dims under layers of red tape. This happens when you're not in the right role, surrounded by the wrong people, or settling for a life that's merely good instead of breathtakingly great. You might be running a solid company, but not one that inspires awe. Great companies don't just succeed, they create environments where creativity soars. Employees wake up energized, and teams forge unbreakable bonds. They don't rely on motivational posters or forced professionalism. Greatness flows naturally when the right people are in the right place, aligned with a purpose that sets their hearts ablaze. Jim Collins' Good to Great is a beacon for anyone yearning to build something extraordinary. A company, a career, or a life that leaves a lasting mark. It offers a time-tested roadmap, distilled from the practices of exceptional leaders who transformed good organizations into legends. The journey begins with Level 5 leadership, the highest echelon of leadership mastery. Forget the myth of the larger-than-life leader, basking in fame and charisma. Those are often Level 4 leaders or below, driven by ego and a hunger for personal glory, wealth, power, or headlines. They may achieve fleeting success, but they rarely build something enduring. Level 5 leaders are different. They're the quiet giants, blending profound humility with an unrelenting drive to elevate their organization. They're workhorses, not show horses, pouring their energy into the company's success rather than their own spotlight. Reserved, sometimes shy, they deflect praise to their teams in interviews, speaking passionately about the mission and the people who make it real. They don't crave pedestals or iconic status. They're too busy producing extraordinary results that echo through time. Every company that leaps from good to great has a Level 5 leader steering the ship during its defining moments. In contrast, flashy outsiders, hired for their name or reputation, often lead to stagnation or decline. The truth is, Level 5 leaders aren't rare unicorns. They're all around us, hiding in plain sight. Yet, too often, boards of directors chase celebrity executives, overlooking the unassuming leaders with the potential to spark greatness. This is a costly mistake, as the quiet resolve of a Level 5 leader is the cornerstone of lasting transformation. The second pillar of greatness is the people first, then mission philosophy. Imagine a bus heading toward a destination. If your team joins for the destination alone, they'll bail when the route changes, and it will change. But if they join for the people on the bus, they'll stay through every twist and turn, united by trust and camaraderie. Companies that never reach greatness often follow the one genius, thousands of helpers model. Here, the organization orbits a single visionary versus a larger-than-life figure who neither needs nor wants a strong team, just followers to carry out their grand ideas. When the genius leaves, the company collapses like a house of cards. The helpers, left directionless, try to mimic the genius's bold moves, often with disastrous results. This pattern defines short-lived firms that burn bright and fade fast. Great companies, however, build teams of equals, people who share a passion for the journey and each other. They prioritize the who before the what. Compensation plays a role, but it's not about throwing money at people to behave correctly. It's about attracting and keeping the right people. those with character, work ethic, and values that align with the company's soul. Great companies don't care as much about credentials or experience as they do about heart. Skills can be taught, but grit, integrity, and passion are ingrained. Pay isn't about turning lazy people into hard workers. It's about creating a space where driven people thrive and those who don't fit naturally move on. Great companies avoid layoffs as a go-to strategy. Their hiring mantra is simple but ruthless. When in doubt, don't hire. Keep looking. Growth isn't limited by markets or competitors. It's limited by the ability to find and retain the right people. When someone isn't a fit, great companies act decisively. Hesitating is unfair to everyone. Keeping the wrong person in a role steals time they could spend finding their true calling. Worse, it forces the right people to pick up the slack, risking burnout or driving them away entirely. Level 5 leaders don't gamble on good enough hires. They take their time, carefully assessing whether someone is in the wrong role before deciding they're the wrong person. This disciplined approach ensures only the best join the team. Many believe chasing greatness means sacrificing a fulfilling personal life, but level 5 leaders prove you can have it all. Consider the CEO who led Gillette's transformation. His life was anchored by 3 great loves: his family, Harvard University, and Gillette. Even during the company's most turbulent years, he didn't let work consume him. He spent more time with his family, rarely worked late, and stayed deeply involved in Harvard's board. Greatness isn't about grinding yourself into dust. It's about aligning your life with what matters most, so you can thrive in every sphere. In great companies, debates are fiery but constructive. When it's time to decide, the team unites behind a shared vision. Leadership teams often become lifelong friends, their time together a love story woven from shared triumphs and challenges. The grueling transition from good to great becomes a cherished chapter, not a burden. This magic happens because they follow the people first principle. When you love the people you work with, the work itself becomes a joy. You're not just building a great company, you're building a great life. Chapter 4 of Good to Great urges us to confront brutal facts without losing faith. Great companies don't waste energy motivating the right people. They're already driven. Level 5 leaders spark lively, honest discussions by asking questions that cut to the core. Meetings are electric, not sleepy recitations followed by lunch. The fastest way to kill morale is to peddle false hope that crumbles under scrutiny. General Jim Stockdale, a POW for 8 years, survived by balancing 2 truths: unwavering faith that he would triumph and a clear-eyed acceptance of his brutal reality. Those who clung to fleeting optimism, hoping for release by specific dates, died of broken hearts. Great leaders hold fast to hope while staring down the truth, no matter how harsh. The next step is the Hedgehog Concept, built on 3 deceptively simple questions. What can you be the best in the world at? What drives your economic engine? What sets your soul on fire? Great companies don't manufacture passion. They uncover what naturally ignites it. The Hedgehog Concept is your personal North Star. Doing work you're uniquely gifted at, that pays well, and that you love so much the process itself is a reward. If you're the best but lack passion, you'll burn out. If you're passionate but not the best, or the work isn't viable, you'll fall short of greatness. Longevity alone doesn't make you great. Sticking with something you're merely good at keeps you good, not extraordinary. Great companies measure success with precision. Gillette focused on profit per customer, not per department. Nucor tracked profit per ton of steel, not per division. Their leaders are passionate consumers of their own products, treating their work like a love affair. A culture of discipline binds this passion with bold action, creating a formula for enduring excellence. Without discipline, startups often stumble over their own success. Early wins come from creativity and daring, but growth brings complexity. Joy turns to chaos. Many believe maturing means hiring MBAs, imposing hierarchies, and creating labyrinthine processes. This suffocates the creative spark, alienates founders, and drives away innovators. The once vibrant startup becomes a soulless machine infected by mediocrity. Great companies sidestep this trap by hiring disciplined people and managing systems, not individuals. Bureaucracy creeps in to compensate for incompetence or lack of discipline. Great companies prevent this by starting with the right team. A culture of discipline balances freedom and responsibility, like a pilot navigating strict safety protocols while making life or death decisions. Great companies also wield stop doing lists as fiercely as to-do lists, cutting distractions to focus on what truly matters. Technology accelerators amplify greatness, but don't create it. Great companies use technology selectively, as a catalyst for momentum, not a crutch. Mediocre leaders chase trends out of fear. Great leaders pioneer technology that aligns with their vision, achieving transformative results. The Flywheel Effect captures how great companies build momentum quietly. They don't trumpet bold goals, they let results speak. The right people, aligned and committed, push the flywheel together, turning small steps into unstoppable progress. Transformation feels organic, only noticed in hindsight. Acquisitions succeed when they accelerate this momentum, not when they're desperate bids to spark it. Why strive for greatness? Because building something great isn't harder than building something good. It's infinitely more fulfilling. Picture a youth track coach who transformed her team by focusing on the joy of running, competing, and winning. She scrapped time-wasting activities like parties or pep talks, believing that the work itself should inspire. Her disciplined culture empowered athletes to take responsibility for each other, not just the coach. In 5 years, participation tripled, and the team won a championship, not through forced motivation, but through shared purpose and momentum. If you're asking why aim for greatness when good is enough, you're likely in the wrong place. Find something you're passionate about, where you can be the best, and where the work itself feels like a gift. When you do, you'll build a career and a life that don't just succeed, they soar. You won't work harder or suffer more. Instead, your time on Earth will be spent creating something meaningful, leaving a legacy that inspires others long after you're gone. Thank you for joining me on this journey. May these ideas light a fire in you, guiding you toward a life and career filled with purpose, joy, and greatness.